Hey everybody, it is Grant Robbins. Yes, in the garage one more time. No, not okay. Hey everybody, it is Grant Robbins. We are in the garage still, and we are still talking insurance for the construction industry. Today, we're going to break down a little umbrella liability coverage. All right. Many of you talk about it, hear about it, see it on certificates, but what's it do? Is it important for our business? How can it help us in times of need? So let's get after it. Umbrella liability coverage provides you additional coverage in the event you have a claim that is larger than the limits of your existing liability coverage. That sounded confusing. What does that mean? Here's an example. Let's say you have a general liability policy of $2 million and you have a claim against you for $5 million. First, go after your general liability and it will pay out $2 million. But the claim still is looking for $3 million more. Where does that come from? If you have an umbrella liability policy, it will kick into gear an additional pot of money that helps pay out the balance of that claim. It is secondary. It must be built on top of general liability, auto liability, professional liability. It cannot be a standalone policy. It again adds to it. In the event that you have either a large claim on a single project that exceeds your dollar limits, or you might have cumulative over multiple claims on projects that exceed dollar limits and you need that umbrella policy to kick in. Now, why would we get an umbrella policy? Well, here's a couple common examples. One, maybe you're a large, heavy civil contractor that is hauling large equipment on public roadways back and forth all over the place. Those have the potential for accidents on public roadways that generally involve multiple parties, multiple vehicles, people, a lot of injury, things like that. You probably want umbrella liability coverage because it helps protect you in the event of something like that happening. Second, maybe you're a company that has bought an enormous amount of assets and you want to protect those assets that are in the name of the corporation or the company. If there's a claim that exceeds your insurance amount, well, to get money, they're going to start going after those assets and you want to protect them. Boom, umbrella liability coverage. Third, maybe an owner just wants it on the project and you need to go get it or you need to increase your current limits, but an owner's insurance requirements can dictate it for you as well. Fourth, I saved this for last. Also, as company owners, we need to evaluate our risk. If you're taking on a project that is maybe larger than normal for you, or it's riskier than normal for you, or maybe you have many more projects going on than you typically do, that means you're spreading out your current risk over too many things. And if you get an umbrella policy, it will help provide you that additional coverage and security that you're going to want. Very important to think about. Now, how much does all this cost? Well, it varies. Umbrella policies vary. How long have you been in business? What's your risk? Have you had claims? All sorts of things. But I can tell you this. The cost of an umbrella policy is much less than having to pay either out of pocket or via assets or legal battles or whatever it might be associated with it. It's very low cost additional insurance that helps protect us in a very risky environment. Lastly, as a company, you always need to be evaluating your risk levels. And we typically grow as companies. So maybe you started off as a company and you were smaller and you didn't have any umbrella. You started to get larger projects. You got 2 million. And then maybe you grow a little more, you get 5 million. My point being, always make sure you're going back and looking at kind of all of your projects. What's the risk level? Am I getting larger projects that are riskier? Am I taking on more projects that creates more risk? And you want to increase your umbrella liability coverage to match the risk of your company overall. And that's something that a lot of people don't do. They might get huge and then all of a sudden they realize you only have a $5 million umbrella when they really should be carrying in a minimum of 10. Those are some of the things to think about. Those are my 2 cents regarding umbrella. That's all I got for umbrella liability coverage. Again, check it out. Make sure you've got it in place in your company. It is great insurance for a very risky business. Talk to you again soon. Take care.